Hey guys, Matt Ory, co-host of Keep On Casting this year along with Dr. Grafton. I'm with AMO Trial Lawyers AMO Title. I'm fishing here with my fishing partner and good buddy Luke Page, who happens to be a PA for Dr. Grafton. We're out here in Catfish Lake early. It's a bit windy, we knew it, so we're gonna duck off to the marsh in a little bit. Conditions will only allow us to do this for a little bit longer, but it looks like we're in for a good show and I think we're gonna pick them up. Y'all stay tuned.
Keep On Casting is brought to you by Thibodeau Regional Medical Center. Bronco Industries, leading the field in industrial construction and fabrication. Real Outfitters, proud to be the first family-owned tackle store in Thibodeau, Louisiana.
We're out here, it's February 28th. We know we've got water temperatures right above 70 degrees. Fish are transitioning right now. We're in Catfish Lake here. And usually this time of year we're doing is really getting ready to get outside. But the beauty of this year is often on these topwater trips early, here, Lake Boudreaux, different other places that we fish, we catch a lot of big fish right now. If we're gonna catch a 5+ pounder, it's generally done between now and April 1st. So the temperature's right here. We do have an issue with wind. Tomorrow we know it's going to be 4 to 5 knots. Of course we can't fish tomorrow, so we're going to make do with what we can this morning. The temperature's right, the water temperature's right, and we can catch some fish on top early before we duck off into the marsh. Easy. Creep back up a little bit more too. Often this time of year here, you can see this tide line here, and we see some mullet jumping. Generally, same thing with yesterday when Luke fished. These fish were in chasing these mullet. We've seen a few jumping here, and of course we had to get way back in here to get away from this wind, but we might be able to draw a strike or two here in just a second.
This time of year, all the bait is small, so we use the little bitty tiny sparkle beetles to match the hatch. Probably February through the end of March or so. Usually we use the smaller baits.
Makes all of the world too.
Now you do have to weed through the small fish, but we do catch some nice ones on the small baits. A little short, but we'll find some big ones. Gotta keep that rod tip low so you keep the bow out your line.
Might be.
Hit that spot lock.
I'm gonna lose this fish for you. Take this slack off. Scare them all. Just keep a boy. Not the biggest, but he's gonna keep. That's what we're fishing this right here. Matching the hatch right there. Tiny little baits. Necessary, mandatory. It's about time to go catch him somewhere. Get back into the canal. Oh no, I missed him. I missed him. They got the bro. Starting to pick up a couple here. Nicer fish.
Wow.
Ooh. Now we talking. Little bait. Big fish. It's tough fishing these conditions, man. Hook set, everything. It is blowing 20 knots right now. Luke, I appreciate you weeding them out while I get these keepers in.
Do my best.
I just highly, highly, highly appreciate it.
I think the only thing you could do is if you got up on the bank and threw back with the wind, but
Probably the best route to take it, honestly. Let's see if he'll keep it. I think he's gonna pop some grease.
this is called an enticer cork. I think they make them in Texas. And I like this cork because the leader is tied to the same swivel as the main line. So when you catch a fish, you always got him tight. You can't use the weight of the cork to throw the bait. So I actually lose a lot less fish with this cork.
Catch this fish right here.
It's a 24-volt trolling motor?
Hold on, let me catch this fish. You got some shoulders to him?
I don't know.
Yes, he does.
I think he'll make the cut. Another one for the box. He's gonna make it.
Gonna make the cut?
I think he's gonna make it.
It's good, it's good. I like seeing it. You get right in your hole. Don't mind if I do.
Not huge, but 12 inches.
Always gives you an opportunity to slide on in where the fish are when they unhook it. Some say I'm famous for that. And I think it's a good strategy.
This one's gonna keep.
That's what the you want to score. That was all top water, fat boys.
Little better fish.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's a net. Oh. That's a nice fish.
That's all you can do sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta forget the net. And I thought he was a redfish. And he turned out to be a 2.5, 3 pound trout.
I think you caught him in my spot.
That's a good fish right there. 20 knot winds, still producing. You gotta love it.
Hey, I'm Chef Nathan Riccio, and we're back in the kitchen at Cuvée Wine Bar and Bistro here in Thibodaux. And today we're going to be doing some snapper throats or necks. I like to call them the red snapper wings. One thing that I've learned over time is that a lot of fishermen throw away a lot of good meat. And this is being one of them for sure. The throats or the neck of the fish. Beautiful white meat right there. Awesome American red snapper caught out of the waters of the Gulf not too long ago. You can see it's full of meat. 9 out of 10, this usually hits the trash can and people don't know what they're missing. But today we'll show you how to cook them. Hopefully one episode, Bo can show you how to break them down and clean them and cut that throat out. What I like to do is we're gonna cut these in half real quick. Make sure you got a nice sharp knife and you'll go right through that bones. Or if you got some kitchen shears, use those as well. Those work great too. All right. As you can see, sometimes they get a little tough, so broke out the old snips to go ahead and cut through them. Again, it's, you know, full of bones that you're trying to cut through, so you got to be careful with them. Now you can see this is doing a lot quicker. Cut right through them. If you don't have shears, get the old tin snips out too. Works just as good too. Just make sure they're clean, or you got your tetanus shot up to date, one of the two. And you don't even have to cut them. You can split them, leave them whole, do whatever you want with them. Up to you. All right, now we got them all separated. All right, just like everything else, make sure you season them. Have a nice little seafood seasoning. Making a mess over here. Salt. Pepper. All right. Once we get them all seasoned up, we're just going to lightly dip them in some flour, just to get a little bit of texture. You don't want. You can do them in an egg wash or stuff like that, but I prefer just lightly flouring them up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and place our wings down into the fryer. We got our fry oil set at about 350. I like cooking it with peanut oil because it lasts longer and it's a better flavor. You don't want to always crowd your fryer, your pan, anything like that, because all that will start sticking together. That's what you don't want to do. All right, well, we got our red snapper frying over here. We're gonna go ahead and come here and make our little vinaigrette. You can use any kind of type of vinaigrette you want. I like doing right now little Asian inspired dishes, or I guess it's leaning more to the Vietnamese. If you actually think about it, a lot of our fish that come through our restaurants because of the Vietnamese population. They're always fishing, crabbing. So we gotta be thankful for them going out there every day. So we're gonna start off with a little shallots, some fresh shaved garlic, minced garlic, a little bit of ginger, green onions, a little bit of sesame oil. Once we got the sesame oil in it, we're gonna head and give that a little mix. A little bit of fish sauce, soy, a little bit of lemon and lime juice in there, red pepper flakes, a little bit of sesame, hot sauce, some salt, a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Give that a nice little mix like that. And all you want is just a nice dipping sauce right there. Very simple, very fresh. You can serve this raw on tuna, snapper, whatever you want. One thing I like to do is always, you got the old trick of the fish is done or your shrimp's done when it floats to the top. 9 out of 10, that's true. But I always like to make sure it's fully cooked and bring up all the seafood that especially fish, a temperature of about 150 to 155. It's kind of the good temperature I like to fry everything to. But hey, your way works, keep on doing it. No use changing it. But as you can see, these things are looking good. Look at those suckers, huh? Nicely fried. So we'll just go ahead and just toss that with our little marinade real quick. Now for the plate up, very simple. Put them on a plate, people are gonna eat them. They're gonna go so fast, it won't matter what they look like. But hey, we'll dress them up anyway. Make them look even more better a little bit. Then I'll finish them off with a little bit of everything bagel seasoning. Just one of those new popular seasonings that you've seen a lot of chefs working with. In case you don't have enough sauce. Look, you got extra like this, feel free to put it in a ramekin, serve it on the side, toss more in them, do whatever you want to do. That's what I'm talking about. Fried snapper collars, necks, wings, whatever you want to call them. Just don't throw them away.
Guys, I'm telling you, this is the best part of the snapper. Totally underrated and wasted a lot. So y'all give this one a try. Really good one. My compliments to the cook. You can find this recipe and more at keeponcastingtv.com.
He's bit me.
Nice one.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
They're not quite as far in there. They're closer to the boat.
Little bitty hooks. There he is, boys. Like that. Good fish. It's crazy, Dom, that most people think that a topwater bait is a gimmick. You know, it's a display in a tackle box that's never used properly. Some of our best trips, and certainly for Luke and I, have been, I mean, just pounding them on top. You know, just simple action. We'll switch them up between Zara spooks, between top dogs, matrix mullet, whatever it may be. Sometimes we change hooks. But what I find most important is that, number one, people I often see they'll tie straight to braid. That's not a good idea for so many reasons. A lot of people will tie fluorocarbon on, which will float. The bait won't work properly. So always, if you're gonna tie your braid straight to the mono and let that sucker do its thing. But you know, another thing I see is people always setting hooks, and you got to let the fish set its hook. I mean, you can see right here, I can take a finger and just move my spool, and I control my action with my thumb. That's my drag. And often, too many people don't realize they'll catch it, and if we go set itself, that initial pull, if there's no drag in it, I mean, though, if it's not loose here and you drag, guess what happens? Pulls it straight out of his mouth. So oftentimes we'll be fishing with people and you see them yanking, and just so many reasons. And the last thing I see, the issue that people have, you know, they're working a bait like this, boom, 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 all of a sudden you got a strike and that reel goes boom. Well, if I have a strike and I miss, I can assure you my rod's staying like this, and I'll tap it and it'll keep going. But you can't set the hook on these fish. There's no need. It sets itself if you have your drag properly. And if you want to control it, use your thumb. Let's not have a repeat of this last one. Got some shoulders to him.
Nice fish.
Yeah. Kind of nervous about this. These hooks are so small, man. You worry about them breaking. Don't forget. Oh. So we're right at about 11 inches. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh. I don't like it, Luke. Skin of my teeth, boy. Skin of my teeth. Where is my bird? It's in there. There he goes. There he goes. Good fish. Heads up, heads up, heads up. Got the fish, 13-inch fish. We'll take them all day in this 20-knot wind, though, I'll tell you that. Just want y'all to know the motor is not going right now. It's not turned on, and we're running about 5 miles an hour. We really can't script much worse trout conditions than today, so we're trying to scratch out 30 keepers. And if we do, I'd say it was a ultra successful trip. Let's see what happens. page. I think we got the first double keepers of the day. Find out. Find out. I don't think he's gonna do.
See how he threw my spot back there.
Well, of course, I already told the crowd here, what you gotta do is wait for that first one to go under, you let him reel in and you take over. Where there's one, there's two. And then fight him. Ah, he's picking up again. Now he's showing. He didn't even know he's hooked. He's getting bigger than I thought. What we got? What we got? What we got? I like it. I like it. He's gonna keep. Got to eat, boys. Got to eat. I like it, dude. Big fish on the bottom, baby. Fish. A little sluggish down here. Nope. Hook funny. Coming in with the cork. Keep you anyway. Come on, baby. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The knots have increased to 25. And we still catching them. Fish on them. Decent fish for sure. Ah. Good fish. Yep.
Not huge, but
it's gonna work. All right, guys, we just concluded our trip here at Catfish Lake. Had an awesome day considering the weather conditions. They were not optimal by any stretch of the imagination, but we scratched out 30 plus keepers. Probably caught 60, 70 fish total. Huge thanks to Dr. Grafton for allowing me to co-host this year. Remember, I'm Matt Ory with AMO Title, AMO Trout Lawyers. I'll be bringing to you multiple trout shows this year. We'll focus on some topwater trips, some full moon fishing, night fishing, at least 5 or 6 more episodes coming your way. So we hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, just remember, keep on casting.